We remember the magic, the impossible dribbles, the audacity, the pure joy of a player who saw the pitch differently. But we also remember the countless injuries, the stretchers carrying him off, the tears, and ultimately, the inevitable breaking point. He scored more goals for his home country of Brazil than anyone in history. Yet when we examine his legacy, the focus instantly shifts to the silver and gold that slipped through his fingers. He is modern football's ultimate prince, a generational talent who spent his entire adult life chasing a crown he could never quite reach. His journey serves as a record of what happens when a player is required to maintain a standard of perfection while his body repeatedly fails him under the global spotlight. The pressure started early. Long before the world record transfers, he was just a kid growing up in the dense urban sprawl of Mogi das Cruzes. Playing futsal and street football on concrete pitches, he developed a blistering speed of thought. He learned to navigate tight spaces with a reckless agility. By 19, he had conquered South America. He led Santos to a Copa Libertadores title and scored a viral solo goal that captivated the planet. With that early brilliance came a terrifying baseline. The nation had already decided he was the savior destined to bring the World Cup back to Brazil. Brazil looked at his teenage highlights and saw the arrival of the direct successor to Pelé. From the age of 17, every match carried the weight of history. He was never competing against his peers. He was competing against a ghost. When he arrived at Barcelona, he stepped onto the grandest stage in Europe. He formed the legendary MSN attacking trio alongside Luis Suárez and Lionel Messi. The 2014-2015 season was a masterclass in attacking football. Barcelona swept their opponents to claim the continental treble. His individual dominance was absolute. He finished that campaign as the joint top scorer in Europe's most prestigious tournament. Yet, despite the goals and the hardware, there was a ceiling. He was sharing the pitch with a player who held an unyielding grip on the spotlight. Team success could not satisfy the expectations he carried from childhood. To win the Ballon d'Or, to finally become king, he realized he had to leave the collective and stand completely alone. The €222 million transfer to Paris Saint-Germain was a calculated gamble. He demanded the undisputed role of the main protagonist. But capturing the world's top individual prize requires strict mathematics. You need major European hardware, dominance in spring knockouts, and complete year-round availability. The astronomical price tag turned his ambition into crushing debt. Every single touch of the ball carried unforgiving global scrutiny. In Paris, the sport ceased to be an act of joyful expression. It became a weekly, high-stakes audit of his physical endurance. The physical toll mounted quickly. Starting with a fractured vertebra at the 2014 World Cup, trauma escalated in France with severe metatarsal and ankle breaks. This relentless punishment stripped away the one requirement he could not control. He lost the uninterrupted availability demanded of the world's best. As his award rankings dropped from third to completely off the 30-man shortlist, the Parisian spotlight inevitably shifted to a younger, more durable Kylian Mbappé. Media criticism intensified alongside accusations of diving. His undeniable on-pitch brilliance was confined to brief, agonizingly interrupted bursts. By the time he left Paris, the physical trauma to his feet and ankles had effectively dismantled the mathematical case for him becoming the best player in the world. The final chapters of his global club career fractured even further. A highly publicized move to Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal was almost immediately derailed by a devastating ACL tear. On the international stage, he achieved monumental statistical success, eventually surpassing Pelé as Brazil's all-time top scorer. Yet that triumph is overshadowed by the heartbreak of the 2026 World Cup, an exit that led to a quiet, unceremonious retirement from the national team. In early 2025, he made an emotional decision. He left the global glare and returned home to Santos, the exact pitch where his legend began. Stepping back onto Brazilian soil allowed him to finally shed the crushing expectation of the throne. He reclaimed the game on his own, quieter terms. He remains a statistical titan for his country and a symbol of missed opportunities on the world's biggest stages. In a modern sport increasingly obsessed with clinical efficiency and cold statistics, his raw, rebellious flair feels like a beautiful, fading relic. So we have to ask, did he waste his talent and fail his destiny? Or was the prince already greater than history will ever remember?